I wanted to do a video on brown furniture. We've all heard the term brown furniture, and I think it's important to kind of talk about what that is. So, to me, brown furniture is any furniture that's obviously brown, but it typically is oak, mahogany, which is actually red, and walnut. So, those three materials would be what I would consider brown furniture. Now, I think we're also hearing a lot about how it's back and it's popular again and it's okay again. But for me, it's always been okay. And if you take a look at the my house on the website, you'll see that my house is chock full of brown furniture. So um, I wanted to talk a little bit about that and then talk a little bit specifically about the color of brown furniture because what can happen with darker furniture is the colors can kind of change over time. And this could be for a number of reasons. Sometimes it's in the sun. So, for example, if you put a chest of drawers in the sun, oak chest of drawers in the sun, in a window that has sun, um, you may notice over time, over many years, that it starts to fade on the top, for example. The other thing that can make furniture fade is repeated polishing or dusting of the furniture. So if you can see this secretary behind me, this top part looks a little bit lighter than the rest of it. And that's because it most likely has just been dusted over and over and over again. And it's a little easier to dust this flatter surface than it is to dust a more of a horizontal or a vertical surface. So that is something to consider. For me, it is not a problem because it's really part of the story of the furniture. And I love that. That is one of the reasons why I love antiques, because each one has a story, and that's part of the soul of the piece. I also wanted to mention that brown furniture does tend to be a little bit more formal versus pine, which is typically a little bit more casual. So the formalness of oak, walnut, and mahogany is something that you may think of at English country homes, more traditional interiors, sort of the upstairs versus the downstairs. And pine tends to be a little bit more downstairs. Now, that's a very traditional way of looking